Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I'm him. I'm he that they call the Alpha Male. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday, everybody. Yes, it is Friday. What was it? March March 8th, I think. March 10th. I'm 2 days behind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alpha Male Sports. I'm your host today. He is I, and I'm him. I'm he that they call the Alpha Male. Thank you for joining me today. What a Friday it is. Fight for Friday. We really had to fight for Friday. It was a long week. Felt really long as we, you know, turn the music down. Welcome everybody to the show. First off, I want to let everybody know that you can catch me on all of my social media sites. Just follow that right there. Follow that tag, Alpha Male Sports, all one word, on my Instagram and my Twitter. You can also catch me on my personal IG at radio, the number 6 _ Raheem. You guys can also catch me on my other ventures, other podcast ventures as well. My wife and I, we have a dope podcast called Date Night with Walt and Ray. Make sure you guys go check that out as well. Date Night Walt and Ray on IG, Date Night _ Walt and Ray. Check us out on our Twitter, Date Night _ WR. And go give my wife a follow. Give her a follow. Good _ jeans. Give her a follow, man. Check out. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great day here, man, at Alpha Male Sports. I am excited. I'm excited. You probably wonder why I'm wearing a Sacramento Kings jersey, an old school vintage Reggie Theus Sacramento Kings jersey. Here's the reason why, man. I got a chance last night to, and this is before we get into our top stories. I had the chance to get to catch a Sacramento Kings game last night. Really dope. Really, I like those guys. I like those guys for sure. Got home around the second half of last night's game and was able to watch the final, I won't say final minutes, but I was able to, catch the second half, essentially catch the second half of the Knicks versus the Kings, which was, oh my gosh, thoroughly impressive. Thoroughly impressive. Great game. They did not lay down. Knicks didn't lay down like no suckers. I think the end score was 122 to 117 to be exact. So it wasn't a bad game. It was really a good game, to be honest. Unfortunately, Jalen Brunson was not able to finish the game due to a lower leg injury. But nonetheless, I think the game was great. I like the Sacramento Kings for two reasons. They're young. They're entertaining. They're young and they're entertaining. Right now, they're 39-26, number 2 with last night's win, the number 2 team in the Western Conference. So, I mean, really impressive. And we can go through it. Domantas Sabonis was a landmark trade earlier this year for the Sacramento Kings. Being able to pick up Domantas Sabonis, bring him from the Pacers, and use him adequately to help build what could potentially be a championship team. They're trying to build a championship team. And I like what I saw. Domantas Sabonis, 37 minutes, 24 points. Harrison Barnes, 38 minutes, 10 points. But the guy that got me was De'Aaron Fox, man. I mean, the guy is, oh my goodness, high flyer, attacks the basket, can shoot the ball. Malik Monk came off the bench. Oh my goodness, 19 points, was lighting it up from three-point line, from the 3-point line to 3-point land. I mean, just really good job by the team, man. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in double figures. So that is an awesome job by the Sacramento Kings last night. Another thing, and we're traveling into our top stories. Another game last night that was, what would I say, was on everybody's radar. That was on everybody's. Well, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. It's almost like waiting for a fight. That's why I said today we fighting for Friday. Today we fighting for Friday. Golden State took on the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis. You hear me? They was in Memphis, and it was. Whew, I will say it was a stinker. It was a stinker. Though Steph Curry had 29 points, you had Jordan Poole with 22 points. It was a complete befuddling, in my opinion, to go into Memphis and lose the way that you do after Draymond Green addresses Dylan Brooks. Take a listen, people. Agreeable. Agreeable. I agree. I agree with that too. I agree. I don't know. Listen, excuse me, people. The great thing about this, had they won last night, would have been even better. I mean, check out this graphic right here. Last night, it got really chippy between these two guys. Dylan Brooks makes a play, makes a basket, makes a layup. Draymond Green comes right behind him, gets the ball, and they do these little weird ass like stare contests. Um, I don't know what to call it. Like I think Dylan Brooks just stood there and just let Draymond just shove his hand in his face. That is tough to me. I don't get it. I do not get it. And I'm hoping Dylan Brooks wasn't saying, "I bet you ain't gonna do what you did to Jordan Poole." Because trust me, if you're gonna push Draymond to that point, it doesn't look. I don't know. It's not a good. It's not a good look to me. But Dylan Brooks, he got. I would say the last laugh. I don't want to say it's the last laugh, but he definitely got a laugh last night. Okay, Dylan Brooks again. And I'm not picking sides. Please do not mistake what I'm about to say for picking sides. I'm not picking anybody's side at all. But what I do find to be slightly interesting is that, again, before Dylan Brooks can say anything about Draymond Green, before Dylan Brooks can say anything about the Golden State Warriors, before Dylan Brooks can say anything, you got to win one, Doc. And clearly, the Golden State Warriors own real estate inside of Dylan Brooks' head. Here's why I say that. Again, Dylan Brooks has gone at it with Draymond Green most recently. He's gone at it with Klay Thompson in past years. He even went at it with Steph Curry last night. He went at it with the trilogy, the trio, the holy trio, the three that brought championships to Golden State. The original three. You go at those guys, I can see where Draymond is coming from. You're a fan. You're operating in a fan-like situation. Play the game, do what you need to do, win a championship. It does suck that Memphis is without Ja Morant, but it did send a message last night. I will say that much. It definitely sent a message last night that says, we are not afraid of you all. We do not care what you have done. We do not care any of that. That doesn't matter to us. What we want to do is we want to go forward and try to win a championship now. Now, Brooks did go out and say something as outlandish as becoming a dynasty. I don't know. I don't know. And again, with the most recent issues that have been going on with Ja Morant, I definitely can't see that being the case. But neither here nor there. That was last night's game. Other games last night or yesterday on the docket with the NBA. Definitely. Let me pull up my notes here. Computer is acting quite slow. But the Utah Jazz beat the Orlando Magic 131-124. Charlotte and Detroit, battle of the worsts, battle of the bottom. Charlotte took a win 113-103. Of course, the Knicks, Sacramento, Golden State, Memphis, you know how those games ended. Indiana, the Pacers took on Houston. They got a win. And then, of course, Milwaukee, they are still hot. They are still the number one team in the East, beating the Brooklyn Nets 118-113. So, of course, we all know how that goes. While I was away, and well, not away, if you will, but I wasn't on yesterday. I was not reporting yesterday. But KD is going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, or on social media, ESPN, four-letter networks, and all that jazz. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but of course, Kevin Durant injures himself practicing prior to the game last night. Last night was supposed to be his debut. Not last night, I'm sorry. Wednesday night was supposed to be his debut at home, or his at-home debut for the Phoenix Suns. Unfortunately, that was thwarted due to a lower leg injury. Kevin Durant is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks because of a left ankle injury. And this is sources that have told to Adrian Wojciechowski on Thursday. Now, the team said that they have said in the release that Durant's left ankle sprain, which is it's just a sprain. It doesn't seem to be too bad. I mean, if you saw it on social media, it did seem as if he rolled his left ankle. Durant, who had an MRI on Thursday, slipped and injured his ankle during a pregame warm-up on Wednesday, knocking him out of the game in what was supposed to be his first home game with the Suns. So we see how this goes when this plays out. Everybody got excited. I got excited even with all of the trades that have been going on with the NBA, with the Lakers and with the Suns and all these guys going to different places. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. The West is going to be very competitive, and all these superstars and all these places. And it's starting to look sort of bad. So I'm hoping that I'm definitely hoping that that we are able to. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. We back. Just a quick minute. It was a quick minute. But anywho, getting back to these top stories. Super excited for April 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. You got Gervonta Tank Davis taking on King Ryan Garcia. A really big matchup that's going to be coming on, man. This is something I think everybody's been waiting on. This is something that people have been waiting on for a while. I've been waiting on this for a while.
I've known about Ryan Garcia due to social media. I've known about Tank Davis because, he's here in the Atlanta area. A lot of people in the Atlanta area love this guy. I enjoy watching this guy fight. The few fights that I have seen, and it's gonna be great, man. Take a listen to the presser that actually just happened.
I got the determination you've never seen before. You like to fight guys that don't hit hard, but guess what? I do hit hard. And when I hit you with that left hook, yeah, what else? You're gonna see every watch. When I hit you with it, you're gonna be like, "What? You're on the floor. Sleep. Good night." Exactly. What else? And you're gonna wake up in the hospital. What else? I'm awake now. What else?
So obviously that was Ryan Garcia, and these are the last couple of days press conferences between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, and so it's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The best punchline I've seen this whole time was this one.
I got heels on. Okay, you had a purse on yesterday. Shut up.
He did. He did. He had a green purse. I never understood. I posted on my Instagram account if you guys seen it. AlphaMale Sports, all one word. If you can't, you want to go see it. But I've never understood that. Never understood the whole purse thing. Teach their own. But yeah, that is how that goes, man. But nonetheless, that is going to be going on April 22nd. I know that this is going to bring a lot of money to both guys. A lot of money to both guys. Big checks. That's why I should have gotten the boxing. To be completely honest, it's a lot of money going on with these two guys. So I'll be excited to see how it goes. I'm not much of a pay-per-view kind of guy. I don't care to do that because, I grew up in a time where Mike Tyson was the artist of knocking people out within the first round or two. You know what I'm saying? First 5-10 minutes of a boxing match, and waste of everybody's money. Mike Tyson is the reason why everybody has to pay now for fight parties. You go to a fight party, you got to pay for that now because, hell, you got to, whoever it is that bought the subscription or got the pay-per-view has to justify it for you even being there. And two, these last 5 years, I will say, this has to be one of the best lineups or best matchups for the boxing world. Yeah, you had your Brown Bomber versus the Gypsy King, and that was oh my Lord, that fight series was great. I loved that one for sure. And then you had your Logan Paul and your Floyd Mayweather. Then you had your Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. And now you have these two guys, Tank versus Garcia. And I am excited to see how this goes. Again, Garcia's kind of gone viral due to his Instagram posts and whatnot, and Tank Davis is just getting it done in the ring. Both are really. So I'm very excited to see how that plays out because I am interested in boxing, not necessarily like, an actual boxing aficionado. That is something I will not claim at all, but I definitely would love to see these two guys go at it for sure. Definitely would love to see these two guys go at it for sure. All right.
We don't have time for childish games.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Okay, except for that one.
So let's go ahead and push through to the NFL. Guys, I've always been extremely vocal when it comes to, the NFL and now the NFL right now, we're heading into a time of free agency. The NFL is headed into a time of free agency. Okay. We are headed into a time of free agency, and there are a lot of free agents out there that are available for signing. Teams are going to make sure that they're able to, build their teams up. I've said it before. This is a time where teams can make sure that they stock up and get themselves ready for the next season and possibly make a push or a run, put themselves in position. And other times it's for other players who are free agents can get themselves either back into the game or integrated into the game. One player, for instance, that I know we all are looking forward to seeing again, or at least one more time before he hangs his cleats up and calls it quits, is Odell Beckham. Major shout out to Odell Beckham. Today he will be hosting a workout in Arizona for NFL teams to come out and check him out. Teams that have been said to going out to see him and checking him out. Of course, his former team, the New York Giants, the Green Bay Packers. That's only a couple of the other teams that plan to be out there to watch Odell Beckham. Now, Odell Beckham, he has not been on an NFL field since Super Bowl 56, and that was where he unfortunately suffered an ACL tear during the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you right now, had he not got that ACL tear, Odell Beckham would have been the MVP of that Super Bowl. I'll wait. I'm just telling you right now. It's definitely an opportunity for Odell to make it onto a team at some point, or it is a way or possibility for Odell to be on a NFL team, because it's not a strong market for free agent receivers now. It's not a very strong market. Not a lot of receivers that are, I would say, to the same caliber as Odell Beckham. And so that's where we look at it as Odell has seemingly a really good opportunity to get in where he fits in for sure. Now, another free agent, I wouldn't call him a free agent. I don't know what I want to call Aaron Rodgers. I spoke about this briefly. And I'll give a full in detail description of how I feel about Aaron Rodgers in a post today. Just make sure you guys tune in to my YouTube channel, AlphaMale 88, and also make sure you guys check out my Instagram, AlphaMale Sports, all one word, and Radio6_Raheem, because I'm going to post it all throughout there. And I want to know what you guys' opinions are on Aaron Rodgers. Just to put it plainly, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is no different than Brett Favre. We can argue about stats. We can argue about playing styles. We can argue about likability, whatever the hell ever. But if you boil it down, the resumes literally look eerily similar. Barring a couple extra MVPs, they both only still have one Super Bowl. Both only have one Super Bowl. Green Bay has only two Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl wins in the last 20 years. Well, one in the last 20 years, because the first one that I'm talking about was back in 1998. So I would say about 24 years. The last 24 years, the Green Bay Packers only got 2 Super Bowls. Brett Favre took them to 2 back-to-back. Aaron Rodgers hadn't done that. So you see how that goes, right? So yeah, I'll post that for you guys today. I want you guys to take a look. Sauce Gardner is definitely doing his best to lure him in, bring him in. Just yesterday, representatives from the New York Jets flew out to go check out Aaron Rodgers, talk with Aaron Rodgers, and find a way to get him home, essentially. And Aaron Rodgers right now is doing his best to cause a lot of suspense in everybody's day. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his best to be as suspenseful as possible. He is saying that he's taking his time. He went into some darkness retreat, or he went into the darkness and whatever. And now he's out of the darkness. And so now we're trying to figure out what he plans on doing. We're all just sitting, all waiting. And so with that situation, we will see how it plays out. We are expecting there to be some form of an answer at some point. We do expect for Aaron Rodgers to say something, but he hadn't said anything just yet. We just know what the Jets are doing. And my point to the Jets is that I felt as though the Jets should have kept their options open. Derek Carr is already signed with the New Orleans Saints. And at one point, Derek Carr was an option for the New York Jets. In all honesty, I felt as though they should have went with him. But, it's about, I don't know. I don't know what the draw is with Aaron Rodgers. Because in my opinion, he's shown you that he will throw you under the bus if what he does doesn't pan out for him. I don't know. I don't care for Aaron Rodgers like that. I mean, great player, yes. But I don't think he's worth a lot of the headache that he has been giving some of these teams. I'm just telling you, Green Bay should have been saying, you know what, if we gonna go through this again, bye. Bye. Just go ahead and go. Figure out what you're gonna go do elsewhere. We got Jordan Love. We'll rock with him. I felt like they should have done that a long time ago. But be that they are in a small market, they do not have a singular owner. It is a ownership group. And Rodgers can basically just swing his thing around and make sure everybody just acquiesce to what he wants to do. So I'll get off of that. And then, of course, the Lamar Jackson issue. We know how that issue has taken a turn earlier this week. He was placed on the non-exclusive franchise tag. If you guys do not know what that means already or still don't know what that means, here's a quick explanation. That means that Lamar Jackson is able to entertain other offers from other NFL teams who seem to be interested. We'll get into the interest in a second. If there is an offer that would that Lamar Jackson would like to go for, he'd like to pursue, the Ravens then can counter offer if they would like to. If they feel as though they want to counter offer it, they would go for that. But in the event that Lamar just decides to leave Baltimore, Baltimore then gets 2 number 1 first-round draft picks. 2 first-round draft picks. So that is pivotal, and you guys really got to pay attention to this because I like how. At first, when I first saw this situation, I thought that it was a setup, but I like how this is sort of bringing in multiple third parties to kind of sort this out. And one of the things that I've heard throughout this week is that Deshaun Watson broke the market. Deshaun Watson broke the market when the Browns dumped everything on not Lamar Jackson. When the Browns dumped everything on Deshaun Watson, they said, we're going to give you $250 million fully guaranteed. It seemed as if now everybody wants their money fully guaranteed. And what has been trickling through the grapevines is that Lamar Jackson wants his money completely 100% fully guaranteed. That is something that the Ravens are not willing to do. And so with this now situation of a non-exclusive franchise tag, it gives the Ravens and Lamar Jackson a clear opportunity to see what the market actually has in store for him, what teams are actually willing to pay for him. I think with the Ravens calling Lamar Jackson's bluff, with Lamar Jackson not necessarily getting an adequate read on what he's worth in the NFL. And yes, we know about the slights that they put on him. He's a running quarterback. He's not proven himself as a passer. Whatever. He's an MVP. And the Ravens do not have a quarterback in line for them to take them back to where they are. They are a playoff team with Lamar Jackson. Get the right pieces, you'll probably be a Super Bowl team, a contender for a Super Bowl team. But with him wanting to leave, or at least wanting the money that he feels he deserves, this is a very sticky situation. Mainly because we talk about the interest, teams that seemingly should be interested, quarterback deficient teams that either have a quarterback issue, rebuilding, all of that jazz. They said, no, we good. The Atlanta Falcons, you guys hear me on here consistently talking jibber jabber about why I feel as though Lamar Jackson should not come to the Falcons. Shouts out to Todd Butte. He said Lamar Jackson's going to Tampa. No, he's not. But outside of all of that, with the Dolphins, they have Tua Tagovailoa. He's having issues with, head trauma and being injured consistently. They need literally the Dolphins was one quarterback away from beating the Buffalo Bills at home. So you can't tell me that a quarterback does not make a difference as far as a team going deep into their playoffs, right? The Raiders, they just got rid of Derek Carr. They feel as though they need a new go. They said that they're not going to be going on and trading for Lamar Jackson. The Commanders, who has a new offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy, who are looking to compete in an extremely tough division, one that has the Eagles, who was over 12 wins, the Cowboys, who had over 12 wins. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. The Giants, who had over 10 wins. it's just a lot. The Commanders said no, the Panthers said no, and the Falcons said no. We're good. We're not going to pursue him. I spoke out and said that I find that to be slightly fishy. I don't want to say it's collusion. I'm not going to say anything about a Kaepernick situation, no, because I don't believe that's the situation. I think this is legitimate. The Ravens are trying to find, okay, well, let's go see what you are worth. Let's find out what you are worth out in the market. Who is willing to pay what? And then we'll start to build back from there. So right now we're day to day with this one. I can't front. Right now, the not the Atlanta Falcons, but the Baltimore Ravens are day to day with this entire situation. Yes, Lamar Jackson, who is an MVP, 45-16 as an NFL starter, 101 passing touchdowns and 24 rushing touchdowns in his entire career. Yes, right now we are trying to figure out as to whether or not he is worth the money that people are trying to give him. Now, earlier this week, want to give major shouts out because I already said it prior to, but I definitely want to go back again and give major shouts out to Derek Carr. Because quarterbacks are still going to get signed. People are going to go to the teams they need to go to. But shouts out to Derek Carr signing a 4-year, $150 million deal with the New Orleans Saints. $28.5 million of it is a signing bonus. $100 million guaranteed, and an annual salary of $37.5. So of course that all adds up to $150 million. And this is going to be good. That's going to be good. The Giants also re-signed their quarterback to a long-term deal, Daniel Jones, 4 years, $160 million, $94 million virtually guaranteed, $82 million over the first 2 years, $35 million more in incentives. So that one is more so, hey, he needs to make sure that things happen while he is here in the quarterback seats. They did get to the playoffs last year. They did get an impressive playoff win on the road. So that is pretty good. And what's so interesting is that Daniel Jones only threw for 14 touchdowns last year. Only. So not to downgrade him, but I'm just saying it's interesting that he was able to get his money, get his big payday. And the Giants also, of course, placed Saquon Barkley on the franchise tag. I do believe that this will give this team another opportunity to restructure a contract for him during the season or possibly at the conclusion of next season. And then another shout out to Geno Smith, the comeback player of the year, former Jet. Signed a 3-year, $105 million deal, including $52 million in his first year with the Seattle Seahawks. That is impressive. I do like what Geno Smith did with the Seahawks, getting them to the playoffs and things of that such. So yes, that is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. It is me. He is I, and I am him. I am he that they call the Alpha Male. Man, listen here. It is Friday. Make sure that you guys are doing something that is fun. Make sure that you guys are doing something this weekend. I know it's quite rainy, pretty gloomy out here in the Atlanta area. But I'm going to find me something to do today. I hope you do the same. It's a lot of sports going on this weekend. A lot of basketball going on this weekend. If you are interested at all in the XFL, please go tune in. I'm going to go tune in. I think it's like 2 teams that are undefeated at 4-0 right now. Please don't ask me the names because I have to get the names and mascots together, whatever. But I do like football, and there are a lot of big name people that are playing. I was able to see Vic Beasley, former Atlanta Falcon, former sack artist with the Atlanta Falcons. He plays with, I think, Las Vegas. I don't know their names, but he plays out in Las Vegas, so that's pretty cool. AJ McCarron, former UGA quarterback. He plays with the St. Louis Battlehawks. The only reason why I know the Battlehawks is because, first off, it's a dope-ass name. Second off, these guys are, like, really, really good. So, yeah, man, make sure you guys tune in for all of those things. And tune in to me next week. I got a lot of good stuff coming up, and I'm going to be keeping up with all of the juicy information because as the information rolls out, I'm sending it out to you guys. Hey, man, y'all have a good weekend. It's the AlphaMale, people. Peace.
The AlphaMale.